Okay. Okay then, well, welcome to the Town Council Planning and Environment Committee meeting on the 14th of October. Do we have any apologies for absence?
Yeah, we have Councillors Mortimer and Messing.
To note declarations of members' interest as the agenda has been sent out. I just
Application
the
is
usual application.
24, 3624 and 3623.
Correct. Anybody else? No. Okay. Confirm and sign the minutes of the planning committee meeting held on the 16th of September. Can we confirm that's yeah, okay, thank you. Item 4, public participation. No members of the public here. Is there any non-responders from anybody? Okay then, item 5. We'll start going through the applications. And the first one then is 243384, proposed storage building in 4th Avenue, full class.
I have no comments or observations on this one, Chair. It's on 4th Avenue, which is obviously the industrial area down Western Road. That unit there, and it's nothing contentious to do with that space, as far as I can tell. Just that, creating their storage space.
Yeah. Okay, no comment then. No. Okay. Next one then is 243352. Conversion of a dwelling to two self-contained apartments, single story rear extension, and installation of a garden shed and new rear fence and gate, 15 Ford Lane. This is changing a 2-bedroom house into 2 flats, apartments.
Yeah.
With an extension, which is
It is unusual.
corner house.
This, yeah, someone's got a site plan, sorry.
Some corner of Grosvenor Street.
Yeah. Grosvenor Street, Ford Lane, it's this one here, right on the side. And the minute its layout is a traditional setup. And the plan is to turn that there into its 2 flats, compact it there, and make it a little bit bigger. On the ground floor, a bedroom and a lounge, to a kitchen area. And to the first floor, almost a reverse image of that. So, access to upstairs is from the front door here, and access to downstairs is from the rear yard, which means that access upstairs and no direct access to the rear yard. The observations I've made is that could potentially be opened on the premises, providing parameters for quality information for potential residents. Development in that setting is an appropriate area is already densely developed and populated, and further concentration will be unsustainable. First floor accommodation is not provided with direct access on the rear amenity space. Access to waste storage for the first floor accommodation is unsustainable due to street storage of waste bins, and the lack of off-street parking was not meet Cheshire's planning policy, and will exacerbate local on-street parking issues, particularly in close proximity to medical
That backs onto the medical centre.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And there's no parking in that street whatsoever when the medical centre is open. You can park on both sides of the street, virtually up to the junction. So if they have cars, they'll have nowhere to park.
That's the medical centre.
comments then, won't we? That's just about it.
Yeah. I think
So is
it's-
anybody, Marlon?
And lack of amenity for the residents because there's no access to outside area. You've just been told that way.
Well, the downstairs has access to the rear, direct access to the rear amenity area,
Right.
but the upstairs, the back front door, walk around the back to the bins here. So there's no
They've
direct
only got
access.
access to bins. They haven't got.
Yeah, it'd be,
You know, those of us of a certain age, we like to talk about putting the washing out on the washing line. Don't
By the time we built the extension, we opened
Never done it in my life.
we?
no, that's true.
Right.
So lack of amenity space.
Yeah.
External.
It's normally you go in at the same, and then just put a door into the, what would be the living room, but in that case, it's bedroom, isn't it?
Yeah, and the blocks it off.
They'll be using the existing
Observation, that.
back door, won't they?
Blocked off the doorway access to the downstairs.
Yeah, that's what they normally would go into, wouldn't they? Anyway, that's not for us to say what it's for, that's what it is.
Mm.
Thank you, Paolo.
Yeah.
So, we're okay then for the
Yeah.
submit those comments. Next one then is 243356, change of use from dwelling house to residential institution to enable operation of a small scale residential children's home, 114 Middlewood Street.
There we go. There is a comment from a resident. It relates to no objection, but seeking a little bit of consideration about the rear access and shared area for parking and things. But isn't an objection. I'll zoom out a little bit of that and then see it better. Certainly, I don't have any comments on it. I think we might, members of mind to support the comments of the resident.
There's a picture in the
There is. This is the rear of the property.
an unadopted road,
Right.
and what he or she is saying is that they could they see the way to making that surface a little bit better,
Mm.
and they use the system parking
Yeah.
on that. But it will be semi-detached, so there should be some parking
There is the parking
in
parking through that gate
I
there.
would imagine.
Is that a garage?
So they, and the right of way by a resident is very supportive of the operation because it's there'd be a registered people running it and so on and so forth. So it's not that in that sense it's not major. But she just he she or she just says, see you can see you waited.
Yeah, see the sorry, Chair.
Yeah, I mean it's
He's saying that in the proposal, we're talking about space for 9 to 10 cars. I wouldn't have thought there'd be that many cars. Now they've pointed out with 9 to 10 cars, I'm a bit concerned.
Well, if
That's it.
the kids are aged 10 or 17, they won't be driving anyway.
No, I think it's to do with the shift pattern of the people who work there. So there might be 10 car users, but not all going to be on site
Yeah.
at the same time.
There's 3 children, so they have to have 24-hour
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, they're stating that there's space for 9 to 10 cars. So the suggestion is, oh, there's plenty of space. But there are other people wanting to use those spaces.
Yeah.
Other residents.
The residents asking, no objection to the principle, but asking for consideration.
Could you just see what?
Sorry.
What?
Further down the page, where it says I would like. No longer raising concern. Mm.
How would there be 9 to 10 vehicles with parts in association with the property? because it can staff up.
But they're not saying that, they're saying, I think, the way I read it is they're saying there is space for 9 to 10 cars. So the fact that they might have 2 or 3 is not a problem, but they're not the only people who go, those aren't private spaces, are they?
No.
No. Yeah.
Well, anyone can buy that, so there's not really,
Yeah.
just not really letting the comment. So what do you want to, what,
Suggesting you know that the committee might support the comments made by the neighbour to the development and see that mitigation is put in place as a condition application should be approved.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Next one then, 243281, creation of a 3G artificial grass pitch with perimeter fencing, car selling areas, storage container, floodlights and an access pathway. King George the Fifth Way.
Is Terry Venables coming?
Well, there's an awful lot of support for this application. So
Three-line way.
they're all very, very similar, almost verbatim similar. So it's
Just show on, Pete.
show on.
Anyone you like.
There we go. Well, that might be the best one to show on, so that's the wrong one. There we go.
Well, and that's the Bentley Shire Community as a culture QFC.
Yeah.
And they're all on that. I mean, clearly they support because
Yeah.
I mean the only thing I looked at was where it was situated because I know that their house is on Victoria Avenue, but it seems to be that where they've situated it, it's closer to the changing rooms or the squash pool areas. So they're away, and I think they're sufficiently away with the lights because that's probably what. If you lived in those houses,
Yeah.
you would light pollution. You know, because there's like the houses there that are on the back of the park, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then those in Victoria Avenue. Is it sufficiently away? Because normally I guess this will be running till certain hours, 8, 9 at night. So I think I'm sure they'll put some stipulations on that.
That's the lighting scheme.
Is the 5 pitches on there?
No, there's that which will be fenced in.
Yeah.
The others are the football pitches as is now. I think they're reconfiguring them to get maximum in with that as well. Of course, they'll be fenced in and it's got to be secure. So,
I think
does
they
anyone
used to
want
play
to
on
make any
grass.
comment, Madeline?
Yeah.
The ward councillor?
Yes, I've been aware of the aspiration to use the George's playing field as a site to increase football facilities for the Crewe area for a number of years now. The community organisation, which is entirely run by volunteers, which is Crewe FC, I think most of us are aware of them because they've grown and grown and become more and more successful in recent years. And they've increased the participation in sport of girls and women and very young children and players with disabilities, etc. So they have outgrown the facilities in the area. Now we do have a recognition that there's a shortage of football pitches in the Crewe area. In fact, there's a strategy, the Cheshire East Playing Pitch and Outdoor Sports Strategy, and that was finalised in 2024 and indicates that there's a shortfall of at least 9 three, I don't know what these things are called, 3G pitches. Yeah. So the question is, for a number of years, is, well, where would that go? And where the playing fields was identified originally, Crewe FC were consulting with the local community about where to place this, and looked at a different area of the site, the area nearer to the golf course, and what was an old tennis area. And I think that was a planning application or a presentation that came into
It was
this.
a presentation. That was an
Yes,
application.
yeah. It was decided that that wasn't suitable, but there was actually a lot of concern of local residents on that end as to parking, and that was going to be a problem. Now that you can see now, it's pretty much adjacent to the main car park area, which has got plenty of spaces. So that's an improvement. I have to say that obviously, given that this is very expensive, you really needed an organisation like Crewe FC to seek the funding, and they have got a considerable amount of support from Sport England, which was dependent on it is dependent on getting this planning permission. So the question for me would be, how does this affect the local community and their use of the playing fields? Well, obviously, it's marked out for football pitches across a wide area at the moment, isn't it?
They have demonstrated in the plan application they can put in as many pitches as already exist. They're in slightly different sizes than the full sizes they're using, but they can provide grass pitches all around it in a different configuration as well as that.
Yeah.
There is a drawing to that.
There is, I've just been looking to expand it, isn't it?
It's just been.
I saw it, and I think there was 5 pitches surrounding that one pitch, various sizes.
Say anybody who
Yeah.
regularly
There you go.
Okay.
walks across there, if you want to walk across the whole grass area from say the car park side through to the footpath that goes right through to Wisterson Green, it's very, very wet in the winter. So this would be an improvement in terms of football facilities. Myself and Councillor Wire, we've been speaking to local residents, very, very local people around there, and the main concern that came out was that they would still be accessible. This new facility would be available for the community. So that is built into the application, and it's built into the comments from Sports England. And the suggestion within that is that there's a community use agreement. Yes, it's their Sports England's view is that the applicant has confirmed agreement to a condition securing a community use agreement, and that this is considered to provide a sufficient benefit for the development of sport as to outweigh the detriment caused by the loss or prejudice to the use of the area of playing field. So I think that one of the important things would be to make sure that that was definitely included.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping people walking over those pitches when they're not in use, is there?
Well,
No, not those white ones, no.
they're open access. This
Yeah.
is just for the development of that 3G pitch, and of course it will be fenced in
That's
and
a
won't
good
it?
picture.
And locked up.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you'll have to hire it from the community. You can't just kids.
No,
won't
it's just
be
something
able
that
to
you
use
said
it
about
at home.
people being able to walk across the grass.
Oh yeah, there's
But there's nothing stopping them, is there?
No, it's just going to be, relatively speaking, a small area of that open grass that's going to be fenced off in order to protect the huge investment that's going to go into that new pitch.
I do like the way they put the other pictures around it.
What you'll find is they won't put all those pictures there, because they rotate them, so they don't play on the same one.
Yeah.
And you will find that they probably only need 5 pictures there, and they'll so, okay, so,
I'd say, yeah,
supportive of that, and with the caveats you said, which is about the community being able to access it, captured there. Peter, have you
So
had
the
any-
committee supports the application, maybe welcomes it, I don't know if that's what we might say.
Yeah.
I think it would totally support it, but welcome it, because it's that
And
culmination
maybe
of years
mention
of work.
Yeah.
Years of work
mention
by
the
the
strategy, yes, sorry, Steve, I'm interrupting.
But it was years of work by the group itself and local representatives and others. It's-
Okay,
But,
Yeah.
but seeks that any associate application ensures that there's community use agreement conditioned within that approval.
Thank you.
okay with that? We generally support all those comments from.
I'll copy this.
Right, next one then. 243280, variation of conditions on constructing 4 bungalows. That seems to be forever and a day coming back. Well, they approved it 234329, and then they wanted to change some parking space to to enable somebody to the employees to have a breakout room.
This
This is
is
just
this is condition. This is just variation of conditions 14 and 19. What this person called the Contaminated Land and Private Water Supplies Officer at Cheshire East has objected to it. I'm looking up.
Not in a position to recommend.
Don't you think? Isn't there a kind of parallel with a much larger site in the West Street? I think that's the point that remediation of contaminated land that has to be needs to be sorted out before they actually start working.
Yes, it does say they've not been satisfied as yet. Suggest that we could object on the basis that the Cheshire East Enforcement Officer Contaminated Land and Private Water Supplies comments as submitted in response to this application demonstrating the conditions have not yet been met.
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, thank you. Next one then, 3278, change of use to convert existing dwelling into 2 self-contained flats, 24 Chambers Street. I think it's very similar to the previous structured house. Straight to.
There we go. There's your location with the proposed bin store on it. Back onto the Glenelg alleyway.
Clean that alleyway, by the way.
The externals aren't significantly changed as far as I recall. Apologies if I missed anything. Frontage isn't changed. There's a bit of difference to these aspects here on the back end. So these doors I think have been changed over. And there's a door being put in there. Yeah. The layouts inside though are changing to kitchen, living room and downstairs bathroom. And a bedroom on the first floor. Sorry, that's that. And then the ground floor is the bedroom at the front. Living room and kitchen at the back with the bathroom on it.
Comments?
These are supposed to be self-contained,
They are.
but they've both got cooking facilities.
kitchen in the back.
Yeah, again,
Living.
kitchen, living room on the first floor is in the middle. The access to upstairs is again from the front door, and the access to the downstairs is from the rear door. So again, we've got no direct access to the rear or the upstairs.
So how do they get it? Sorry, so how, what are you saying?
It's exactly the same as the last one. They
Yeah.
put, it's 2 up, 2 down. They put flats 1 up, 1 down. So they're going to go in through the front door to go to the first floor, won't be it, but then that's their only way in and out, which means they'll have to go all the way around to the back to get through the alley to get to the west.
I mean,
How do they get out if there's a fire?
same as they've always done.
Yeah.
Eh?
Well, it's same as it was when it was a house. If it was upstairs and you're in bed, you've still got to go downstairs and through the front door.
Or the back. Yeah, the doors.
But
So,
the-
sorry.
if one of the flats has only got access from the back, then you need to think that the access is from the alleyway.
Yeah,
To the flat.
to the flat.
Well, we should object to that.
Yeah,
Because having cleaned that alleyway 2 summers back, it's not, at the side of it is brick and at the back it's just soil and it's the overgrown. So I wouldn't, and it's unlit. So I would suggest that it's not safe for anybody to go into the house that way. I mean, we're not just asking someone to go around and put some things in the bin, but we're actually asking them at all times to go into their flat, and I don't think that's acceptable.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't disagree. I think it's extremely similar to what we saw on Ford Lane. Get over
I didn't quite capture that, if that was the same then.
Oh, well, no, sorry, that was not an alleyway. What I mean is, in the concept of a 2 up, 2 down being redeveloped with 1 having access to the rear but 1 not.
I understand that, but any that I'm aware of, I mean, in my street, which is very close to where you live, then you just go into, created a very small, what about a hall, and you go straight up the stairs, and then you go to the right to get into your bottom flat. Now, to get to the backyard, the upstairs has to go round into the alley, the bin, but the downstairs will get out from the back door.
Yeah.
Now, that's bad enough, but if you're asking people to use their front door at the rear to an alleyway, then I don't think it should be. And if we had that prior, then I missed it.
Yeah, my tourists.
I didn't think that, sorry, Mark, you correct me.
sorry, Chair, I know we've already made a decision on the previous one, but I'm wondering whether we could propose that we, if we're going to say that about this one, if that one wasn't through an alleyway,
No,
was
that
it?
one's very different.
Yeah,
That's
The roadway through
Yeah.
from the health centre.
yeah,
That
So
one,
was-
That one's an alleyway, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I agree with the lack of safety in the access. Those houses were designed for one family, weren't they? And you used your back entrance just for your bins and to, anything else you wanted to optionally use it for, but not have to use it. And it's not suitable for people to be using, particularly at night, and particularly, I would say, female. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go down the back alley to the entrance to my house. I've had to do it before, putting bins out in the day and not felt safe.
I mean, that previous one, which we dealt with, it was on a corner, a street corner. And actually, it reminds me of a place where we lived about 40 odd years ago when we first came, before it came through. And it was a corner, it was a corner on a corner plot, and the front door, and up the stairs gave access to the top flat. We had a ground floor flat, and our access was from round back, but the back was a side street. So you literally came off the street, lit, and into the back door. And that's sort of pattern. But this is something completely different. And it does depend very much on that sort of layout. Really.
Yeah. And also that particular, if you were to go down that alleyway, and take a right to come in. On your left there, you've got the pub. It's just a fence up, and it's the rear yard for the pig on the British Lion. Nothing wrong with that, the pig there, and nothing wrong with the clientele of that. But what I'm saying, if you were coming at night at 10:30 and it's quite noisy, you'd be safe, and there's no problem with that. But what I'm saying is, it's a bit eerie, isn't it? But equally, at the rear, as you go at the back of the house, you've got the alleyway, there is no fence, there is just a hedge, and then that goes into South Street. So what that is used at, and when we cleaned that alleyway, there was actually a tent. People were sleeping there. I make no comment on that, that's what we have to do. What I'm saying is, it's not what you would want to go down.
You don't want
So I
someone
think
sleeping with a tent by your front door, do you?
We don't have to walk
Well,
past
I-
anybody in a confined area like that, away from other members of the public.
So are we going to capture that then?
Well, I would suggest, if I may, that it's an objection on the same grounds as 24.3352, but with the addition of the concerns over the rear access to the property, the main access to the ground floor flat being unlit, not safe, and not an appropriate access, main access for residential accommodation.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay then. Thank you. Okay then, next one, 3498, discharge of conditions, plan application in 21. Units A and B, 1 Western Road. Demolition and development of a building, so.
Well, I can bring up, this is one of those technical ones. I think look at the conditions 3, 4, 15 and 17 of 21.5047N, and there was no objections from the Cheshire East officers, and I'm not in any way able to overrule them. I don't have those technical skills. It's industrial units, and the motion for reloading, they're following the course of the proposals.
So, okay.
They're not talking about the old post office, are they? They're talking about the other side of the road? They're being curious? I'm not sure. What I'm asking.
Right, buildings, exactly, isn't it?
There.
Yes.
I don't know. So we're getting down towards the bottom end of Western Road.
Right, so it's the opposite side to the post office, or Royal Mount, or whatever you want to call it.
Are there any comments or any objections from anybody?
Not last time I looked.
Cheshire East, okay.
This is how they tackled all the different
Yeah.
conditions. I mean, no position to challenge
Yeah.
that at all.
Do we have a view on Royal Forest block paving? So shall we move on?
Yes, I think
we
so.
should get on
Yeah.
there. Okay, next one then. 3524, lawful development statement, proposed extension, a single story extension. The rear of the 76 dwelling.
It's
71 Marshfield.
It's not at all a challenging on this one. 524. It's appropriate to the scale of the site, appropriate to the property, and it's a nice big plot. It's got a bit closer. It's that unit there. I'm putting a little porch on the front and something off the side there, which I'll show you in a sec. That's what we've got. To the front, into the rear first. Anyway, let's get a different picture up, sorry. And this square porch here, very small one being added, and this extension here being added. Well, it's windows, it's in very much scale with the size of the plot. It's not excessive.
It's not impinging on.
It's not impinging on the neighbours, no, it is adjoining, but it's not overlooking.
I just wanted to be absolutely clear.
Yeah,
If we look at the current,
proposers put that
sorry,
on.
I have to get up and come to things. So it's a semi-detached house, isn't it?
Yep.
That's my understanding. And at the moment, this house, presumably, that's an extension on next door, isn't it?
Yeah.
Slightly smaller extension, because this
That's the proposed.
Proposed.
Yeah.
is sort of twice the size really, but it's
Same
adjacent. It's adjacent. It's sort of lined up with next door's extension.
Yeah.
So
The width of the house, that extension.
yes, but there's, as you say, it's a big plot, so I don't really think that's going to be a problem. Certainly to the people at number 73, they're not going to be overlooked by that, are they?
Ground floor as well.
I know it's ground floor. My only thing was that it's got a roof light in it. There's no way that can impinge on anybody else. It's a roof light. It's not like a window you can look out on unless you want to stand on a chair, poke your head through it.
Or close your door.
Mm.
Okay then,
Yeah.
you're satisfied then, that's
Yeah.
protecting the neighbours.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. Next one then is 3545. Certificate of proposal lawful development for existing bollards to be removed and relocated behind the parking bay.
Yeah.
Pavement area and a small area of vegetation. Is that mean a small tree or to put the electric vehicle charging unit?
Yeah, it's put EV charging systems,
You know, let's knock a tree down
and pay paradise.
and it's a distance from that.
So that's the existing layout there. They're putting these EV charge points at these locations. And moving the bollards to that point.
Right. So moving them back to allow them to put electric charging.
That's it. I
So
didn't
basically extending the parking lot.
yes. I didn't identify any significant risks or losses to the
Are we okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. That concludes item 5. Item 6 being the responses to any urgent plan application going after the agenda we sent out. And the first one is 24 35 79 garage conversion 3 Baker Close.
This is an integral garage. There are no comments received. Effectively, that garage there is going to be integrated into the living accommodation.
Extending the living, yeah.
So you'll see there's now a small gable ground floor aspect window there instead, where there was once a garage door. Accommodation, there's a garage, and now there's, if I zoom in, it doesn't specify exactly what's used for, office or additional living accommodation, a bit of additional storage, utility aspect there. There we go. I haven't got any comments to make on it.
No?
No comment.
No,
Sorry.
check
Oh, it's on the old motel, is it?
it's on the new development, you know, like when it's new. I say it's new, it's probably about 30 years old. Where it used to be, like, let's say it was, isn't it? No,
Motel.
not that. Yeah, that was
Motel.
Uh,
So there's plenty of room there.
yes, yes. Yeah, it's on a large plot, isn't it? Really large.
Okay. You okay then?
Yeah.
I'm mindful because obviously the.
Yeah. Okay.
So the next one then, 3574, a rear extension projected by 6 metres from the original house wall, the height not to exceed 3 metres. 74 miles per hour.
Yeah. So just check the location.
very similar to
Isn't it the same one?
74. That's a similar type.
Yeah.
It is actually.
Are you talking to each other?
They,
Looks that way, doesn't
in
it?
the, when
Well,
these
it's the same as
houses
it
were
next
built,
door.
there was,
Opposite, it'd be opposite the street, that was 71, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other side, yeah.
That'll be the opposite corner.
Very similar though, isn't it?
Mm.
So we've got plenty of room on
yeah, it shows you when they used to build social housing,
that
it,
one.
they gave people a decent amenity
Can sit
space
on that,
outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6 on.
that's the current elevations with that one round. We're talking about this extension on the back. So we're moving that smaller one and replacing it with that large one. The site plan is there, so the site is upscale.
Not particularly
Can't see
affecting
it.
neighbours then,
No, there's no real neighbours specifically can be affected by it. It's already adjoining.
Okay with that then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. Next one, 24, 36, 18. External alterations to front and rear elevations. Carpet right, 70 Grand Junction Wakefield. This is for Superdrug.
Yes, it's been announced, it's going to be Superdrug. No comments, it's effectively signage. Proposed front elevation.
Just changing the, opening the windows.
Yeah.
So rather than brick, they don't, so presumably to stone.
Healthcare products, I think it's called.
Drugs.
So there you go, yeah, it's rather than these small brick and small windows, it's purchased.
It's not really going to be much different.
It's on the retail
It's just a
part.
different name. Yeah.
Does anybody want to make any comment?
No.
We could make a lot of comments. Okay, I will recuse myself.
Yeah.
24, the next 3 items, which are all to do with 2 items which are to do with Ruskin School, 36, 24. Would you like to take over?
We go to 2, 3 just because the one's a listed building consent. So they're both identical apart from one's required for listed building consent and one's required for planning consent. Installation of 4 number ASHPs. What's an ASHP?
I'd like to ask, I was hoping someone else.
Within a timber hit and miss compound within the service yard. Car park area, 2 number ASHPs within the timber hit and miss compound adjacent to the sports hall. An upgrade of existing boiler plant and radiators within the school building.
Does it affect anybody else?
Heat pump,
Is it
really
something
heat
heat
pump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pump.
there's a lot of points I didn't understand very many of them, I'll be honest. I wonder if members would accept a little bit more insight from the chair of the committee, unless you're not comfortable to do
Yes,
that.
yes.
I don't have
Maybe
insight
be more
into-
familiar with the
Into
site.
one heating systems for schools.
You now put me on the spot, I don't really know. Right, okay. What it is that the school have got a grant to put in these heat pumps. The compound, which they're talking about, I mean, the hit and miss compound, I think that's all to do with the way that the fencing is.
Ah,
And
right.
it'll be at the very side of the building. What the observations that we've got now, because they have plumbed in some of the external buildings, so it's not the whole fine, but they now want to go into the main school. So the observations there that I would have as governor is that some of those radiators, particularly in the hall, are very old cast iron radiators. So what you would be looking for is if you have to change them, and I guess it's sensible to do so, they have to be like for like. Because in a listed building, you can't just put a white radiator in. And there are pictures, the cast iron, the old fashioned,
Yeah.
would have been in there since 1909. So that, and there's going to be quite a disruption actually with putting it in there, whether it's the reason we got it is because the boilers to heat that school, because we can't put anything, we can't put in cavity wall insulation is, you know, so we've got this grant and that's what they're doing, so
My only observations were it seemed like a positive amendment to the building and to make it more sustainable as a community facility in school. They're not messing with the fabric of the building itself, apart from the radiators, but those will be within the listed building consent and must adhere to existing status.
Yeah, the Google, excuse me, ASHP stands for Air Source Heat Pump. And it says here, which is a device that moves heat from the outside air into a building to provide heating and hot water. It's a really simple description.
Can we just say a simple yes?
I actually think that we ought to actively say that we welcome the upgrading of this heating source to be one that's more environmentally friendly and sustainable.
Welcome it as a forward-looking initiative.
Yeah.
it's got a grant to do it, but equally we've had to put quite a some in as well to enable it to happen. So it's you know, we'll see.
And would we welcome making use of this funding for schools? This funding is in such short supply nowadays.
Okay. So welcome all those things.
I think probably when you look at the edited versions,
Have they looked into the cost of running it?
well, the questions that some of my governors who are more okay with this is that can we sell it back? Can we sell it? There's a potential to
I'm only going by what they've got in Briley Street. They put heat pumps in up Briley Street. Now I've been told they can't afford to run them because it costs so much.
well, a lot of that's to do with
But that's nothing to do with this application.
maybe we're probably eating there rather than the school then, because you tell you can't.
You know?
Anyway,
Excuse me, changing the radiators anyway, the radiators more efficient.
Yes.
Rather than
Yeah.
having them all cast iron ones, because the old cast iron ones take a lot more time.
yeah, I think it would be it'd be sensible to do that, but what you're looking for is like for like, in the sense of what it looks like, rather than, yeah.
When you can buy
Oh,
modern radiators in that style.
Well, in the report for the listed building, there is an article in there about what they will keep and what they will change. Because some of the classrooms have got conventional white radiators, but those in the hall, because of the features of the hall, are still quite precious about them. But equally, the grant has come through this local authority, but because the local authority runs very few schools now, it enables us to get a grant.
It's a maintained school.
If that would have still been local authority on all the schools, then that would have had to be looked at who could have it, and it would have been spread a lot. There isn't many schools in the local authority, hence why. But the theory's good, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But it costs us a lot, boiler-wise, to keep it going and to replace a boiler, because them boilers in, I've been down there, they're huge. You know. Anyway,
So would it help, have we already proposed, seconded and agreed that, those comments?
We haven't. I wasn't going to make it a resolution unless you minded to. But
I
I
think
put
we
down
wanted to welcome certain things.
welcoming the upgrade of the heating source for the sustainable, forward-looking initiative, and also congratulate on the securing of the funding.
Yeah. I would propose that.
I'll second. Yeah.
Like that. Thank you.
I'll third. Okay.
next one then, 3552. The proposed development is for a single-storey linked circulation extension to a two-storey classroom. It will provide 2 classrooms, unisex toilet, quiet room, and one-to-one meeting facility, Adelaide Street School.
Right, it's not working. I am sorry, so I can't show you the drawings. It's as it's described, which is a link building zone. But on these occasions in the past, we've written to the planning authority to say we can't view the plan, so we can't make comments. But I didn't have any comments. I haven't seen them. They seem to have
So there was
disappeared.
there's nothing in there.
Yeah, when I looked that up, that's all I got as well.
When did they receive it?
I can't get
Last week, I think.
Yeah.
So
Eighth
it's
October.
Registered the
That's
8th of
what we're-
October.
Yeah. They would normally,
October.
when they list it, they should normally have a document on what
When's our next meeting?
this time next week.
If we get it to come up with, could we not?
I could
Yeah.
share. I could-
18th of November.
Yeah,
18th November decision.
Yeah.
Last date, 6th of November.
So-
Comments.
Could we do it like we would do it? Send it
Yeah,
out
any
and have a look
comments
at?
came up.
I could circulate an email to say that the plans are available and these are my observations, if there are any. And then welcome any other comments if whatever comes back, we can share it.
Yeah.
So,
On the
okay.
delegation,
Yeah.
Alright,
And then adding, they share I think if the plans don't come up at all, and fail to.
yes, obviously, I would say,
Then we'll have the original
Yeah.
comment.
them consulted.
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you. Okay, next one then, 24, 35, 58. A discharge of condition 18 on something was improved in 19, plots 1 to 31 only, at the former LMR Sports Club, Goddess Street.
Yes,
Right.
right, this is a very detailed soil analysis set of documents. Pick them up, for example.
All sites were finished.
Yeah, it's a discharge of conditions. They've been given all these conditions. The condition is, I copied and pasted it. Any soil or soil forming materials be brought to the site for use in garden areas or soft landscaping shall be tested for contamination and suitability of use prior to importation to the site. Prior to occupation, evidence and verification information, for example, laboratory certificates, shall be submitted to and approved in writing by the local planning authority. So these reports that you might want to scrutinise, I have absolutely no idea what it's about soil analysis.
Is this similar to what Councillor Ogben referred to earlier, to the, what went on at West Street?
Given the vicinity,
I imagine there might be it's a bit of a coincidence, yeah.
And that was a football pitch.
Yeah.
So this is the soil, that's a soil analysis report.
Okay.
I went through two of them in the end, I didn't decide
They're
either.
making saying that there's no, they're not going to come back and bite.
So that they've submitted 3 reports associated, and I'm afraid we have the experts on it.
That was well above my page count, to be honest with you.
Those reports that are entitled validation completion report, who writes those reports?
So whoever the developer pays to do it. So this one is their evidence to support their discharge of conditions. It's someone with soil qualifications to tell you if it's fulfilled what they need.
So they're not just gardeners.
So
so
that's
will
the
that be
developer.
decided?
I can't tell you anything.
Oh, sorry.
I know nothing about this.
Right.
So it's only just come in. There will be reports from officers at Cheshire East.
One would hope so.
coming. Yeah, so I think we would want to monitor that situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I would have thought, I'm guessing, I mean, if it's the same or we've just got discharges condition to do with potential contamination, given the sensitivity of that whole business, what the closing date is, I would have thought it would be one of those environmental people, would be environmental protection would be taking a big interest in that and be interested to see what their comments are. In due course.
To answer the first question, it was written by E3P.
So we need to be sure that these reports are approved by relevant specialists at Cheshire East.
Somebody in environmental protection must be that, such as a matter of that previous item.
I'm happy to keep an eye on it, but
Just
I
in case.
understood that I am not in a position to have any insights in this.
No, just to know that an officer has looked at this and they've done a report.
Well, perhaps we could
That would be the
express that.
process, wouldn't it, I would think?
We could express that as comments that we would seek to be reassured that those reports have been suitably scrutinised, vetted
Yes.
by the relevant professional.
Yeah.
With your contamination problem, so if you've got the street sports down.
Right. We're okay with it, so
Yeah.
you've got to watch it brief.
I mean, monitor it, but also express that you must be entirely reassured that an appropriately qualified and specialist officer within Cheshire East has full scrutiny of these reports.
Yes.
Okay, that concludes that section. Item 7, to note response to civil committee delegation, none.
None.
8, to note or consider correspondence, etc. Planning policy, planning authority. Has there been anything on 8? Planning correspondence.
You know what? I put it under the wrong thing. So the 209 should be under 8. I apologise. Well,
Okay.
they're on the agenda, so it's okay. They're in the wrong place.
Right.
I put them under enforcement and they're not there to do
Oh.
consultations. I apologise.
So we note correspondence associated with planning enforcement. 1, Springfield School satellite site consultation,
Yeah, which actually should be 8.1 and we've noticed, yeah.
which is moving Pledford in Middlewich satellite from Springfield.
That's what we're suggesting, yeah. It is a consultation, if you have any comments on that, I don't.
Does anyone have any comments on that? And 8.2,
Yes, sir.
Aspire Educational Trust Admissions Policy Consultation.
Again, it's a consultation, I haven't, it relates to one or two places in this group.
If I may say.
Yeah.
If I may say. Having read it, and this is all about pupil access numbers, admission numbers, and Aspire being a academy chain with however many 15, 16 schools across Cheshire East, Cheshire West and Manchester Council. The one that we will look at is Underwood West. It's part of that academy chain. Now what it's saying, they want to reduce their PAN number, pupil admission number, to 60, which is too fundamental, isn't it? 60, 30. At the moment it's higher, and if you read it, it says that they have 3 teachers within that particular age group, and they may well have 60, they can have up to 75 pupils, so that means we have a base of 1 teacher to 30 pupils, so we have to have 3 teachers. Now the example I use there, we've only got 61 pupils, so you still have to have 3 teachers. So they're saying that is not cost effective within the chain. And so therefore, they want to reduce it to 2. Now, my observation would be as somebody connected with education as a governor of another school, and I've been governor of several schools, is that we're talking Underwood West in a particular area, catchment area. They should be, and I'm not criticising the governors, or should I say, the trustees that make this decision, want to make this decision. And Cheshire East, they have to consult Cheshire East because local authority still is their admissions. If you know the academy, nothing to do with local authority, they still have to go for all the admissions. What I'm saying is that I would look at it and say, 3 teachers, that's 20 children each. Because you don't want to be teaching in that catchment area 30 pupils. you would want, and in the past they would have had special dispensation, not dispensation, they would have had reduced numbers in their classes simply because when those children come into school, they've probably never seen books, they've never done that, so you need to be intensive, smaller classes. Academy chains tend to just look at it and say, well, we could use that money anywhere, because they can move money from that school, if they so wish, to a school in Macclesfield. It's not like, you the government, that is protected within your school in the old days. But the academy change, trustees can move it. So all I'm saying is, the observation I made, as it's not my decision, but is we should be having smaller class numbers in those particular schools, in fact in all our areas, because of all the
I've got 5 great grandchildren that go to that school, and I've got one granddaughter that's a teaching assistant there.
That's just my observation is, as I say, it's up to the trustees.
So they seem to be getting on right.
I'm not suggesting they're not,
No,
I'm suggesting it's a good school. What I'm saying is, if you were doing the calculation, the local authority would have done in the old days, based on, oh, that's 20, that we can do that teaching. This is saying, well, we're going to reduce the PAM, and therefore we only need 2 teachers.
I think that's a very fair comment. You look at the list of school 14, I think, this is the only one in this area, and it's the only one in Crewe, and they are spread right across the borough. Quite frankly, I mean, I'm amazed with this is an educational trust, or not academy trust, and I would, one would have thought that there might be more concentrated geographically, but you've got as far afield as Burnsfield in Macclesfield, for example, and Wilmslow Academy, people superior, and down to primary school. So it covers a wide range down to this area, including Wilmslow Primary. I think your point is fair. It's, if you like, it's the view of a larger entity as a larger area. Yeah. In short, I think I'd broadly support the intent of what John Rose said.
When Dorothy was there, she'd been better to keep them as close as small as possible, with the best opportunity at that age. And that doesn't take into account, as I said, 13 plus 17. Anyway, I've said my bit. Thank you. Alan?
So just refresh me, because I've forgotten the numbers now. At the moment, there, how many was one?
It suggested it
19.
could presumably 19.
19, they want to go down to 60. Right,
Right.
okay. And they've got 3 teachers, therefore they could have 30 in a class. If they go down to 60, they will only need to employ 2 teachers, and they could still have 30 in a class.
Or 31.
Yeah.
And 61 is the figure.
Yeah, well, that's why.
No, that's what the number we've got at the moment, 61 children.
61. So
The
that means
example
one.
he gave is that at some point about 70, maximum 75. The example he used for this exercise is 61. Now I'm not.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry. I would assume that they've got 61 children. So that means 2 classes, one of 30 and one of 31.
No, you cannot have them higher than 30.
Right. So
That's today, but
Right.
they're suggesting making a plan of 60. I mean, so that some kids are going to leave next year, okay, and some kids are going to come, they're just going to take in fewer children, and that way they'll hit their 60 pound and have 2 teachers. And Councillor Rhodes is saying, and if it's agreed,
My observation.
we might want to object to the proposals as relate to Underwood West, as it reduces the teacher numbers locally, which reduces local capacity as well as impacts class ratios negatively and by effect teaching quality.
are you proposing it?
and I would add, in relation to Underwood West, all of that, particular concern would be the catchment area for the school. That it was designated as a site for Sure Start Children's Centre on the basis that catchment area is deprived area.
And another feature, they're saying the school was proposed new condition by 52 place nursery provisions. This is viable within the school budget. Underwood Western reception, there are 3 teachers for up to 75 children. And so they've got to have significant resources. Question then is, of course, if you reduce that admissions number to 60, what's going to be the impact on other schools in the area, which are proving, are they up to their limits? I suspect they are. Oh, they're looking at it in just in relation to 14 schools. Whereas actually the borough itself, there's more than one school in Crewe. You're talking of however many schools it is, and this is a private school, so it's a private school, so we've got 6 or 8 or 10, whatever it is, in Crewe alone, and some of those are undoubtedly been under pressure. If you think about Maplins Lane is probably packed. Marks
Like,
Leighton Academy is at its limit. There's a recognised need for new schools because of all the house development. So I think those are also things that might be drawn to their attention.
Yes, if I've read this correctly, I understand that if Spire only want 60 children to go to the school, but to Cheshire East say, well, we want to send you another 30, whether you like it or not, and you're having them, then we'll have to have them. It sounds to me as though it's Cheshire East that says it's the amount of kids that go to that school.
now, they have to, academies have to consult with Cheshire East about the numbers, so they'll have a discussion about it. Cheshire East can't say, unless Cheshire East might well get information about more children in the area and all the rest of it, then that might not allow them to do that.
That's the way, it's just that I've read this and I've read it twice, and to be honest with you, I don't understand all of it. But from what I'm saying is the same to the parents, that if you want your child to go to our school, you have to do it through Cheshire East, and Cheshire East are the authority that says your child will go there or not, depending on the catchment area.
Well, not necessarily. Yeah, but
Yes.
the first one that those live within that area and so on and so on, and siblings and all the rest
It
of it.
mentions brothers.
But what it's about is a cost cutting and moving a teacher, or they maybe deploy them within the school. That's the top bottom. In my estimation, that's why they've used 61.
Shall I submit those comments?
Well, that's up to the committee if that's okay.
Yeah.
Did you propose that?
I think Kenny did, didn't
No, we did.
he?
Okay,
I
I mean, it
proposed
doesn't
it.
matter who's
I'll
doing
second
it.
Yeah.
What was that?
Okay.
Second.
What
All
he
right,
said.
What
all
who said?
right then.
What John said?
I'm mindful of the time. Item 10 then, buildings conservation to receive a verbal update on the process of engagement with the planning authority.
Yeah, well, we've actually broken through in a positive way with local planning authority on the conservation area review and found some common ground, and I think we'll be able to move forward with a draft conservation area appraisal that will then be shared more broadly, and we'll go forward in the statutory process to progress it, which has been very positive. We're a little bit of a slow point until then.
I would like to make a
Yes,
proposal that we have a vote of thanks to the clerk and to other staff who've been involved in this process for their excellent negotiation skills.
If you can't spell any of those words, ask someone else.
Second.
well, thank you, yes, I think I don't right say, but hopefully we're not saying the truth. Anything else on that? Well, thank you for that, it's good, that's good move forward that. Item 11, budget setting, that won't take long.
There's nothing to talk about there. We've got a draft sum in there for the environmental side of the committee and any projects that might want to bring forward. And so that's going to go forward as recommended with the budget setting process for all the council.
Item 12 then, to note the proposed date of the next meeting of the planning committee is the 18th of November.